From K2 News, this is Your Voice, Your Vote.
Welcome back. I'm Reich Asway. Steve Dunn has the morning off. Last October, 2 ballot boxes were set on fire just days before the presidential election. The fire in Multnomah County damaged a few ballots. However, the one in Clark County damaged hundreds of ballots and destroyed an unknown number of them. Since then, Clark County has taken big steps to increase security in its ballot boxes. Joining me now to talk about those improvements and more security at the elections office, Clark County Auditor Greg Kimsey. Good to have you with us this morning.
Good morning, Wright. Glad to be here.
First off, those ballot box fires and how the suspect did it seemed like that was well thought out. Were you surprised those ballot boxes became a target?
Oh, very surprised. You know, we've had ballot drop boxes for remote ballot drop boxes for more than 20 years, and yeah, we were very, very shocked.
Let's talk about improvements. There's a new fire suppression system installed in these ballot boxes. How is that going to keep ballots safe?
Well, we did have fire suppression devices installed in all the ballot drop boxes in Clark County when that event occurred. However, they did not perform as we expected. Still don't really understand why. The same device was installed in the ballot box here in Multnomah County, and it worked really well, or appeared to work well. But after that event, after those events, we investigated, spent a lot of time trying to figure out is there a better fire suppression device out there? And thankfully we found one, and we've now installed those in all of our ballot drop boxes.
Interesting. So same system in Multnomah County that was up in Clark County.
Yeah.
Fewer ballots damaged and destroyed here. So you kind of got a comparison of what happens when they work and what happens when they don't?
And not only the same fire suppression system in Clark County and Multnomah County, but actually the same type of ballot drop box as well. So it's just really a big mystery as why it worked better here than over in Clark County. But the devices we've installed now, we have a lot of confidence in.
So the fire suppression systems in there now, those are upgraded because of what happened?
Yep, absolutely.
Let's talk about security cameras. The county's in the process of putting those up as well. Tell us about that.
So, you know, again, there were cameras on the ballot drop box at Fisher's Landing that was severely damaged. It didn't prevent, you know, the person from doing what he did. There was also a camera on the ballot drop box here in Multnomah County. It also didn't prevent the person from doing what they did. But we do believe they do provide a deterrent factor, cameras there, and then hopefully this type of event never happens again. But if it did, if it were to happen, we hope it'll provide what's called actionable evidence for law enforcement.
Where did the funding come from to pay for these new security features at drop boxes? So
not only the fire suppression devices, but the cameras so far have been funded with federal and state grant dollars. We've also, I might add, we've also installed devices in each ballot drop box that will notify us when the temperature inside the ballot drop box exceeds, I believe it's 170 degrees, or if the ballot drop box receives a strong impact. If somebody hits it with a car or something, it'll also send us a text message. And then also these devices, if the ballot drop box is moved outside of what's called a geofence, we can look to see where that ballot drop box is. So all three of these devices, I think, have really enhanced the security, a better fire suppression system, these devices that send us texts when these events occur, if they were to occur, and then we are in the process of installing, as you mentioned, the video recording cameras.
And all these changes are on every drop box?
Yep. Well, we haven't completed the installation of the cameras yet, but we intend to have that completed by the 2026 general election.
Let's talk about the $5 million renovation into security and efficiency at the Clark County Elections Office.
Don't forget transparency as well.
Yeah.
So we had been in that building for over 20 years. And over that 20-year period, we'd shared the building with our licensing office. And over that 20-year period, the number of registered voters had more than doubled. And so we just needed more space. So that was really the big motivation. Vote by mail elections require a lot of humans to inspect ballots, process ballots, scan ballots. And we needed more space for more people to increase the throughput of our elections processing facility. And then, of course, as we're doing that, we're always focused on transparency and security, and we, as well as the efficiency that resulted from the bigger space. So there's a number of security features we added to the building. We had magnetic swipe cards on all the sensitive doors in the past, but we now have magnetic swipe cards on every door in there. We dramatically improved not dramatically, but we did improve the security of the ballot storage system. The spaces where the voted ballots are stored have been improved. And also we have, again, back to cameras, we now have cameras where management can see everything that's going on inside the building as well as the perimeter of the building.
You mentioned transparency. What do you mean by that? For people watching the ballot counting process?
Yeah, so first off, the new facility, newly expanded facility is much more open. So our election observers representing the two major political parties and also the legal voters, when they're in there observing the process, they can see everything that's going on throughout the building. Before, the old building was cut up into a bunch of small little boxes. And so just opening up created a lot better transparency. Our voted ballots are now stored behind chain link fences, not walls, so it's, again, better transparency. And then again, back to cameras, we have cameras that observers can look at and see what's going on throughout the facility.
How do you anticipate these changes will impact future elections?
Well, it already has impacted. We just finished, we're in the process of finishing this August primary, and we're getting just really positive reviews from our seasonal election workers as well as the election observers. And what we saw actually was about a 30% increase in production and throughput from our inspection boards.
Clark County Auditor Greg Kimsey, that's it for today's program. We appreciate you watching. Enjoy the rest of your